Jameer Gibbs. Breakout season loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone. Touchdown.
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Welcome in to Monday here on the Braylon Edwards Show. The Bray is away, so again, the mice
This
will
ain't your
play.
mama's Braylon Edwards Show. Let's go, baby. I'm up here. Come on.
Hopefully his mother is not watching today. We do love you, Mama Bray, but
I do love you, Mama Bray.
her son is out in Portland.
Couple more F-bombs will be dropped.
I
on
believe
this
a
episode.
wedding. Some people believe he's golfing. Either way, we've got young Justin here.
How's it going? I hope everyone had a super weekend. I'm going to hit my cam voice right here. I hope everyone had a super weekend here. I went up north, enjoyed the good vibes and weather, maybe enjoyed a little bit of that Mary Jane. So I had a cool, calm weekend as we bring in our fellas, Sweet Potato Cam.
What up, though?
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm well, nice and relaxed. Was a sleepy, low-key kind of
A
weekend.
little cold for you this weekend?
It was a little chill. I did have to put more clothes on this past weekend.
You hate clothes.
No socks, though. I refuse to put socks on.
Never. Gordon has socks on, though, today.
I do have socks on, including, pants, socks, shoes,
Hat.
undershirt, hat, everything.
that.
I am fully clothed and ready for a great show today, guys.
So are we talking
for
Tigers?
for all you guys know, the only one who might know is Anson. I could be butt naked back here.
All right, off to a great start.
Sorry, I told Mad that I would say that to you today. And it just came up too perfectly and did not say it. So
we're talking about the team on Gordon's hat, right?
Oh.
Is that what we're opening with?
yeah. I mean,
Tigers,
Do
baby.
we
Tigers.
have to?
We're not.
no.
We are not
Thank
talking
God.
TARIK Skubal yet.
Yeah.
Because this dude has been bouncing off the damn walls.
I'm so
in here.
excited about the Lions.
Bro, when
I'm
he's
sorry.
excited, cover your ass. Because he's going to smack your ass in here
All right,
when training
relax.
camp's on.
Relax. Anyway, though.
Tell him about it.
No, I talked to Gordon about this, so it was not just a single experience for me. When I woke up this morning, it was a little foggy morning, a little dewy, and you know what? It just happened to be the first day of pads at Lions training camp because the football was in the air this morning. I've been juiced. I had to wake up at 7 in the morning this morning to come down here and get to the show. Well, oh my God, I woke up and I was like, football, pads clacking, let's go. I was excited, Anson, I can say the least. So we're talking football. Specifically, I mean, the Lions made a big signing this weekend. We're going to see where the people are at on that one. But God damn it, I'm excited.
I know you're fired up. Dante151 in the chat. I want to involve you guys early today.
Early and often.
He says Gordon is a gem on Woodward Tigers, and you are right about that. Shout out Gordon.
That.
Unbelievable addition this year, and you've been fantastic on the Woodward Tigers. Listen, guys, we want you to smash the like button for us. We're about to get into this Devin White talk, but not before we get a bunch more likes. Get your super chats in. On Friday, I'm giving away that signed one jersey, the Michigan one, signed by none other than Braylon Edwards. And if you can, take a moment, click that share, get it into your fantasy group chat, because I know you're talking football, so talk football with us. Get us going, Justin. Juice, wait!
Absolutely. So over the weekend, I think none of us honestly expected this, but the Detroit Lions went out there and added someone with legitimate value and brought a competent veteran linebacker who's a former All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, Devin White, into the Detroit Lions. He's been practicing this weekend. His first practice was Saturday. He was out there Sunday and today as well. So good to see him. And, man, I'm excited, but I will leave the initial thoughts on your doorstep to answer.
Well, listen, this is a guy I'm very, very familiar with. Love IDP, individual defensive players in fantasy and dynasty. I've had this guy on my team a lot of years. Third year, he was a Pro Bowler. He had a 3-year stretch where he averaged 134 tackles per game. Led the Raiders in tackles last year, total tackles. So why is this guy still on the market? You've got to be asking yourself that question. And I know Lions fans, you are. Because there's nobody left out there. We're all worried about our linebacker room. We threw around the name Bobby Wagner. Maybe he doesn't want to come to Detroit. Maybe an old guy like that isn't in their plans. You look at a guy like Devin White, 7 years into the league, made the mistake of giving his job to Servosha Dennis, his final year in Tampa. That's 2023. Servosha comes out absolutely on fire first 4 games of the season, then gets injured. And Devin White, as good as he was with them, took kind of a back seat through that season, which forced him to find a new team. Mistake number 2, Justin, he goes to Houston, one of the deepest linebacker cores in the league, and they run a 4-2-5, a nickel hybrid. So what happens? You got To'o and Aziz Al-Shair as your starters. Where are you finding minutes behind those 2 guys? And he didn't.
And he excels in a 4-2-5, by the way, which we'll get to more of that in a second.
And so he moves now to LA, Vegas, where with the Raiders, he's in a very similar 50 defense, Oklahoma-style defense. And now you see what he can do as one of the 2 main starters. The guy next to him, not very good. And as Justin will show you and tell you throughout this show, Devin White, he absolutely ate last year. And I believe putting him in the weak side or maybe even the strong side, but I think the weak side in this defense next to Jack, you are going to all of a sudden see a far better and now deeper linebacker room than you would have ever expected, Justin, throughout this whole offseason process.
Well, let's start with his success in Tampa Bay, because I think that is very important to lead off with, because refresh my memory, Anson, who was Devin White's linebacker tandem when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl?
Let me get over there, because there's a Hall of Famer that is next to him.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was Levante David.
Yes.
An absolute stud and one of the best linebackers of this previous 10 years. 20 years.
Absolutely.
No disrespect, because he is a legend.
He's a Hall of Famer, absolutely. And then on top of, you got Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett. They ran a linebacker-heavy blitzing scheme.
It was so sick.
And, I mean, they all ate. You could have 3 of those guys on your fantasy team during that era, and you were good.
That defense got Tom Brady a ring.
No doubt about it.
Yes, it did. And another thing that he was around him, all that talent, is very similar to what he's going to have around him in Detroit. He's going to have Jack Campbell, one of the best interior linebackers in the sport.
Future Hall of Famer.
Where Devin White, pretty much all he's going to be asked to do is get downhill and stop those outside zones. That has been my biggest point on this linebacker core the entire time, whether it's through the draft, when me and Gordo were sitting up here pandering for Harold Perkins, who is going to be a starting linebacker, by the way.
First year
as a 6th-round pick. I wonder if, someone saw that coming. Anyway, he's going to have Hutch, who's going to be 14.5 sacks plus if he stays healthy. Aleem McNeil, who's back to his 2024 shape, as he said in his interviews, which more on that in a little bit. And you have a very solid edge room outside of Hutch. Not great, not in the ask of Tampa Bay, but you have the stars around him where, unlike in Oakland, where he only had Max Crosby for a limited time last year, he now is going to be able to sit next to Jack Campbell and be asked to do what he did next to Levante David, which was be a stud. He's not going to be asked to be 3rd most in the NFL in tackles like he was last year. He's going to be asked to be a support piece to Jack Campbell. On top of that, the guy played 100% of every single game the Oakland Raiders played last year, outside of the last game of the season where he played 88%. Let me say that again. Devin White, for the Oakland Raiders last year, in the midst of the worst season he has ever went through in his career, which we're about to get to some sound from him as he goes into it and talks about this exact situation and why he picked Detroit. He played in almost every game except for one, 100% of the snaps, and the other game was 88%, but played in every single Oakland Raiders game last year and overplayed the system and the players who he had around him, because I could say, I just looked at that starting defense, and even with Max Crosby, you're sitting there and you're like, who?
Shout out Oakland Raiders.
Who?
Shout out Oakland Raiders. But listen, everybody's so worried about getting to the quarterback. This team they've given up a lot of yards on the ground in big games. This really helps them. It's not only going to help the defensive line, but that linebacker core becomes so much better against the run with Devin White as one of your starters. You excited about this, Gordon?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Devin White was one of those guys that's been kind of like floating around. It felt like we were just talking about how with the Raiders, he never really seemed like he fit in, and he kind of
despite leading the team in tackles.
Right.
It was Houston where he didn't fit in.
Yeah, and then also being pushed out of.
This is his fourth team in 4 years.
Yeah.
The last year in Tampa Bay, they were forcing him out. Didn't find the right home in Houston. Got paid with the Raiders.
Yeah, no doubt, and hopefully he finds a home here, a place that truly fits him, fits his play style. And I think it will. He's such a hard-nosed guy. Like, he kind of flies around. He's, like you said, he's a little slower now, advancing in age. But I think he can definitely make up for that with, his placement and his just football general IQ. And I think it unlocks something for this defense. It allows us to not only get rest for more rest for guys like Jack Campbell, who are going to be huge, a little bit less responsibility, less wear and tear for those guys, but it just also allows us schematically to do so much more. So yeah, I'm pumped. It gives us a necessary depth, and he's going to be a day one contributor.
I think the interesting thing that you spoke about is maybe finding a future with this team. He's 28 years old. He won't be 29 until next February. So he'll spend all this year 28 with us. If he's an impact player, if he really assimilates into this team and you need him, I could see this team giving him like a 2-year deal after this, hopefully team friendly. But this is what Devin White's fighting for. He's fighting for a payday, and he's fighting for a home. I think that he thought that he was going to a team ready to make a big move in Houston. Obviously in 2014, they took a step back after CJ's great rookie year. So there's a lot that you have to like about this in terms of fit. It's something that the Lions need, but Devin White needs the Lions.
Oh, absolutely, and that's why it was a 1-year deal. It's a prove-it deal where, Gordo said, he could possibly find a home here long term. I like the fit. Gordo is right. I was just watching the tape. He has lost a slight step, but however, his awareness looks to be higher than it was in Tampa. He looks more responsible. And as much as people like to, cook him in the pass game, and yeah, he let up a really tough passer rating, he was asked to do a lot last year and guard the best, really good tight ends and running backs with not a lot of help. So I do not foresee that as a big of a concern going forward. I love the play style. I'm super excited. I texted Spencer on Saturday, and I was like, oh my God, I can't tell you how good it feels to have another competent linebacker next to Jack Campbell, who is a legitimate NFL veteran, who we know what we're going to get. You did not know what you were going to get from Derek Barnes this year. As much as we want to see him, and he has shown flashes of being great like he did in the first 6 weeks of last year, but he hasn't put together a full NFL season. Rodrigo, we were talking about Rodrigo stepping up into Derek Barnes' role, and it's what these Detroit franchises fall in victim to time and time again, and that is putting players in positions over their head where they can't succeed and they're not good enough to succeed. That's not what you're doing with the linebacker core anymore. You have your green dot as Jack Campbell, who's one of the best linebackers in the sport.
This pushes Malcolm to the bench?
5. What?
This pushes Malcolm to the bench, right?
Easily, 100%. And you're also, Devin White might have a better season than last year. Maybe not statistically, but impact-wise, because there's going to be a rotation. He's not going to be playing 100% of the damn snaps every single game. That's ridiculous. So I am excited about Devin White. I do think it's a major add. I think this linebacking core has now gone from potentially your second weakest room in the entire defense to your second best. And that makes me excited, genuinely. I feel like you, in terms of tandems in the NFL, you are now in the top half of linebacker tandems in the NFL right now.
I believe that. Well, Yeah, definitely in the top half. I mean, you have a top 3, if maybe not the best guy out there. Devin White honestly does kind of get in there and take you above that mid-range spot. A lot's going to fall on Derek Barnes, and I think that you're going to see a rotation at times where you do see Malcolm come in. I love what this does for the starting unit, but I also equally love what it does for our depth because, man, if you lose any one of those guys that we just had last week as our starting 3, where are you going? And the things that I'm hearing about Jimmy Rolder, I'm hearing that the guy's an absolute monster in practice. Jack Campbell, I've told you guys about my insider. My insider just spent a lot of time with Jack Campbell, and Jack Campbell has ranted and raved about the athleticism and play-making ability of one Jimmy Rolder. So one thing that we've seen the Lions do for 3-4 straight years now is go out, sign a guy like DJ Wanham, draft a guy like Derek Moore. Sign a guy like, I always forget the other guy that we signed to tackle. What's his name? Not Wanham, the tackle that we signed early in the season. Not very good, but we kind of...
Juice?
It's not
or
Scruggs.
No, Juice Scruggs is like a...
Larry Wanham, right?
Yeah,
so you bring...
Larry Borum.
Yeah, you bring him... Thank you. So you bring him in here on a 1-year deal, you draft Blake Miller. You bring in Devin White... Maybe they really think that they have something with Jimmy Rolder where they don't want to expose him a ton this year, let him play his way into that rotation, and by next year, after you have that place filler of Devin White, and I do like the idea of Devin White having a great year and staying here, but this is what Dan and Brad do. They get a 1-year guy, they give him an opportunity on a great team to prove it, go get paid, and then the guy they drafted ascends.
Well, we have the topic of hand and this tangent of Rolder. Michael Wary is $2 Super Chat. Any update on Rolder's injury? Just that he will be out for a significant amount of time. I believe they said multiple weeks.
Okay, so
minimum.
To be fair, I was in Chicago all weekend. I'm a little behind on news. When did he get hurt?
He got hurt on Friday.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
And what hurt? Bottom half injury or top half?
Let me check.
I prefer the top half injuries.
I don't think so.
How are you feeling about this, Cam?
I dig it. I mean, I completely dig it. More depth in the linebacker room. Sure tackler. You know, although he might be, you know, he's late 20s, might have lost half a step. I mean, he's still a sure tackler and he's going to help in both the offense and the run game, run defense, as well as passing defense.
IHN Stein in the chat here.
I got the injury update right here.
Devin White, like 3 years ago, would have been nice. He's slow now
Shut
and
up.
old. He's only 28, my friend.
No.
And he led the Raiders in tackles
Denied.
last year.
Denied. No. Wrong.
Let's get that update.
All right, update. Thank you to Colton Pouncey. Appreciate it. Jimmy Rolder, hamstring injury, will be out for a while. This is the same injury that DJ Reed had last year, and he missed 2 months. Also, there is a clip in there, but we can just scratch that clip because it's really, I can just tell you. Devin White talked about it. His signing had nothing to do with Jimmy Rolder. They've been talking with him since the beginning of the offseason this year. So this has been in the works for a while. And they just decided now was the time to make that move because he felt like it was the best fit for the team, which we're going to play that video for you in just a moment after I finish with the couple other injury updates we have in here as well because I feel like you want to know about them. Derek Moore will be out 7 to 10 days with a minor strain. So that kind of sucks, but at least he will be able to get those preseason reps. Gorda.
Yeah.
Why don't you queue up that first Devin White video for us about why he chose the Detroit Lions? We'll hear it from the man himself.
Yeah, give me one second.
Before you pull it up, I got to say, not knowing about the Rolder injury,
I forgot you haven't had time to talk about this.
This makes so much more sense to me now. This is a reactionary signing. I don't think that Devin White comes here if Rolder doesn't get hurt. And the fact that of what I heard from my source, that Jack Campbell himself is that high on this kid, the Lions had plans for him to be heavily mixed in to their linebacker rotation. And now that he's gone for 2 months, maybe more, who knows what it is, Lions had to make a move because they knew they were not good in the linebacker core. They believed that they had something in Rolder, and that goes away. So they went and made a move. I got to champion this because so many of the fans here are so quick to heap criticism on Brad for not making moves. This was the best move out there for this situation, outside of maybe Bobby Wagner.
I would agree with that. I, however, disagree. I do not think it was reactionary. I believe Devin White when he says that this has been in the works since the beginning of free agency because, honestly, I would not trust Brad Holmes' credibility if he didn't think that this linebacking core needs help regardless of what he thinks of Jimmy Rolder. I am a huge Jimmy Rolder guy. I watched him at Michigan his entire career. Guy's an animal. But he
not available.
And you can't expect that, and you can't expect him to come in as a 4th-round pick and be a starting linebacker. That's just unrealistic to ask of a guy like Jimmy Rolder, regardless of how much Jack Campbell likes him. And I think that he's going to be a solid, at least starting level linebacker someday in Jimmy Rolder. I think that this is always going to happen. They were always going to add someone to the linebacking core, whether it was Bobby Wagner or Devin White or whoever. This linebacking core was not good enough as is to compete, to win playoff games or this division. So I love the move. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they, strapped him up and got it done.
Shout out Mr. Moneybags in the chat. He did mention the fact that he had a 15% missed tackle rate last year. So the speed, there is some concerns there, but this isn't the anchor in the middle. You have Jack Campbell to do that. But from what it sounds like, I needed to wait to hear this clip and hear from Devin White himself because apparently this has been in the works for a while, Gordon.
What is it about the Lions that you like?
I feel like the play style on defense is very aggressive. They use all their players to their strengths, and I know I got a lot of strengths that could be used, and I think this is an organization that can bring them out.
What was the last 24 hours for you like? Where'd you get to the draft?
Flew in Friday night, did some medical stuff Saturday, and just got the rolling today.
Just first impressions, obviously no pads, still kind of acclimation period, but just first impressions of what you saw out here.
I think the speed of the game, I think doing everything at an intense level. He harped on that, just being all out. That was part of the thing he said, Coach Dan was like, I was in New Orleans when we was in the same division, and that's what stuck off the tape always about you is that you just go 100 miles per hour. So just being able to come over here and fly around.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I love that.
Spenny and Easy are so lucky that they went to training camp today because I would have killed to see this man in pads today. Holy shit. And the way that he's glowing and smiling, he seems so happy to be here, not in Oakland.
Super endearing. It is Vegas, by the way. Super.
Whatever.
Super endearing, though, because
poverty franchise.
But listen, a day after we find out that Skubal's gone, we get this guy, a guy that just wants to be here.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see, absolutely. And I love what he said about the defense. He picked it because of the aggressiveness that they play with, and he's a guy who can bring a whole lot of aggressiveness and a whole lot of bad. So I'm really excited to see what he's got in terms of that. But the next clip that we have here for you guys is about his relationship and talks that he's had with Calvin Shepard. They both are LSU grads, so they knew each other a little beforehand. But now they're hoping to gain that connection. And you can play these two back to back, Gordo.
Did Shep share any of his expectations for you? I know that he's keyed in on your leadership as well, and plus another LSU guy.
Most definitely. He just told me to come in and just be you. Get a hold to the system and, just hit the ground running. So they threw me in the fire today. First day I was in there. It's different, same coverage, it's just different terminology. So I'm trying to get that terminology down with the coverages that I know. But I like being thrown in the fire. I like being able to compete. It's a lot of great guys in the room, and I just want to fit in where I fit in.
Did you and Chef have any previous connection with the LSU?
I mean, we personally knew each other just on the, LSU connection, but not talk on the phone every day. Like, I wouldn't say that. Hopefully that relationship finna grow stronger now that I am kind of under his wing right now, since he is the defensive coordinator and, he draws everything up, so I kind of want to think just like him.
Listen, this guy is the senior linebacker.
Pro's
on
pro,
this team
man.
At this point, he's 28 years old. He's got a chip. What you're bringing, not only in talent, you're matching with experience.
Absolutely, and you love, like, he knows the relationship that you need to have with a coordinator to be able to win. Obviously, he doesn't play the green dot, but with how this defense has looked the last couple of seasons, you could argue that the most important position on the field outside of corner this year was outside linebacker. And the fact that we have gotten a guy who was third in tackles in the NFL last year is just beautiful, and the expertise he can bring, even can teach guys like Jack Campbell a little bit more. You know, he's got years on Jack Campbell, and I like to see that. I like to know that. So I'm very excited to see how they can grow off each other, and like the way that Shep played is a very similar way to Devin White, and I think that's an underrated thing that people aren't really looking at, because you know Shep was that speedy outside linebacker type of player. Like if you watch both their college.
What do you know
tapes,
about Shep as a player?
I
young
watch
man?
his college tape.
Attaboy.
Okay, come on,
Attaboy.
man.
I love it.
If you watch both their college tape, they look very similar players in college, and I think that is something that is going to help them be able to coach up this, because Shep didn't have the pieces last year. He was playing with a bunch of pawns. Now he's got some kings, some rooks, and he's ready to go. And some knights. Like, that's what I am excited about this year, for him to be able to use. Like, that's like a weapon. You're adding a weapon to your linebacker room that you can deploy in very specific positions, where you also have three other linebackers that are completely different from him. That is why I truly do love this.
And this linebacker room looks completely different at this point. Derek Barnes, you're starting strong. Obviously, Jack in the middle. Now, Devin White as your weak side linebacker allows your second unit to look like Malcolm Rodrigo, Jimmy Rolder when he comes up, otherwise Damone Clark, a hard-hitting veteran, and then Trevor Nowaska, a guy that can do a little bit of everything. I know Lions fans like him. He's not great, but in your second level, that's pretty damn good. This is the second linebacker that's been added in this many weeks. Troy Reeder providing even more depth on that third line. Listen, this source of weakness is now trending towards a source of strength.
Absolutely. Now I am even more confident that they will trade for a corner at the trade deadline, because they just fixed their linebacker room. And I've been saying for a little while, I think about a couple of weeks, that I've been like, all right, they're gonna do something to add a cornerback to this room, kind of finish off this defense, and put them in a position where they are in a caliber. Because Brad does like making budget moves at the deadline, and if a guy comes available where you can trade a third or a fourth for him, or obviously later, I think he would be willing to do that. Like maybe and this is just off the top of my head, like an older veteran corner comes available, like maybe Pittsburgh sucks and you go after Jalen Ramsey, because I believe his contract's like only a year long, like someone who's a rental. You go after a rental and you try to piece this thing together through one guy, because I think your defense, to me, with Kirby and Branch healthy, is a corner away. That either puts you with two high-level CB2s out there, and Branch and Kirby can make up for the rest, or a legitimate CB1 who you can go out there and put out there and feel like you can win a Super Bowl, which is exactly what Devin White wants to do. And we will,
for number 2.
And we will hit after the break with his thoughts on that.
The budget moves at the deadline. That's a topic that's become tiresome here in Detroit, but
budget moves in the NFL look different, though.
That's true. Chat, we're never tired of you guys. Randall Smalls got one on deck. We're going to get more of your super chats in when we come back, so get them in during the break. Smash that like button, and I did see a few of you share to your chat groups. We really do appreciate that, just like we appreciate Planet Fitness.
Absolutely. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. 60+ Metro Detroit locations with the Black Card. I personally love my Planet Fitness Black Card because I can go do some, forget what it's called, Mad loves them, Pilates.
Calisthenics?
You can do Pilates classes and stuff like that at Planet Fitness for free with the Black Card. So make sure you tap in with Planet Fitness today, with locations all across the country. And you know what? If you want to work out in whatever way you want, you should at Planet Fitness, because it's the judgment-free zone. So tap in today with Planet Fitness.
Control the guns.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, here to tell you about Founders, king of the IPA category. Well, we know it as All Day IPA. So out in Chicago, actually, we were able to find some out there, talk my buddies into it, and they loved it. My one buddy is all about the IPAs. It's like, man, this one isn't bitter. It is refreshing. It's crisp. It's never bitter, guys. It's the king of the category for 15 years. So get to your store today and get yourself some All Day IPA from Founders Brewing. And listen, I told you guys to get on it. That code up there, that deal is now $19.99. It went up. I told you to act because I know you've been thinking about getting your eyes fixed. But I had to do some research. I didn't realize how much lower that number is than everyone else. And who is everyone else? I never heard of them. I've heard of Yaldo for 30 plus years, over 100,000 successful procedures. And when you're talking LASIK, you're talking an 8-minute painless procedure that will leave you seeing 20/20 the very next day. So it's good enough for Darren McCarty. It should be good enough for you. $19.99 per eye now with the free consultation. Find out more at YaldoEyeCenter.com or give them a call at that number, 248-553-9800. And we back.
Shout out Spider-Man. Biggest opening weekend of all time. Deserves it. Great movie.
That movie was fire.
For the kids, as Anson's about to be.
Yeah, there you go. Listen, you guys know I was out in Chicago. I got some really cool stuff. Ran into Gary V again. We're going to wait and hold that for Braylon. I also made a stop in the future home of the Bears.
Oh, no.
I went to Hammond, Indiana.
out
So
Hammond.
later out in the week, we'll have some cool stuff. Talk to some people on the street. I don't think that city is ready. But these boys were ready for the National Sports Collectors Convention over the weekend. This is Bram, Lane, and Jager from Detroit. They were proudly wearing their Honolulu blue. And I wanted to show them some love. I told them they'd be on the show today, so hopefully they're tuned in. Shout out, boys. We appreciate you guys. But get into that super chat. Got a few lined up here. Keep them coming in, guys. Need you to smash the like button, but we really need you to keep sharing. We have a goal today. 300 concurrent viewers. You're going to get us there. Just copy it, share it to whatever group it is. Fantasy football, fantasy baseball, I don't care. Group chat, work chat, doesn't matter. But First one, Randall Smalls, $5. Is it just me, or is this the most physical defense the Lions have ever had? I'm excited. And no, that defense belonged to one Matt Stafford.
Yes, 2009.
And they didn't do well.
Nope.
They lost in the first round. Michael Wary, the Like Police, shout out. And again, guys, you are getting spots on Friday's prize wheel to take home that maize and blue #1 jersey signed by our very own Braylon Edwards. Any word on how rookie Eric Hunter is progressing? I'm going to pitch this one to the man to my right.
I've seen nothing about him, and I read every single report that I possibly can out of camp, and I have not seen anything about him yet. I have heard things about Gil Howard, however, and he did not have a great day today. Now,
there's another guy who's just like a freak athlete, the Skylar Gil Howard. You guys been hearing about him?
Yeah. So 6th-round pick out of Texas Tech.
And what I'm hearing out of camp and from my buddy that was around the guys these last couple of weeks, my insider, they're really bullish on this kid.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the RAS score out the wazoo. I mean, it's everything they like in a late-round prospect that could potentially hit. But we'll see. I'm not going to say anything until I actually see him on the field, at least for preseason.
A little undersized, former wrestler, though, amazing balance. Did you see the clip of him doing the ninja flip?
Yeah.
With a 50-pound weight on his chest? There's one where you flip up off your back onto your feet. This guy's intriguing. I know that Brad was really, really high on him. That's a guy that's going to be in the middle of your line. But Eric Hunter, looking at a 4th-level replacement style guy out of Morgan State. I don't know a whole lot about him, and from what I'm seeing in the depth charts, they don't love him yet. But we shall see. Where do you want to take us from here? I know you got a lot of clips for us today.
Yes. Well, we got to keep up with this Devin White conversation because Devin White talked about why winning the Lombardi Trophy is all that matters to him now. Nothing to do with his self-achievement. Gordo,
got you.
Drop it.
What did you mentioned a little bit like what the losing did last year, but just on a personal level, did it do something good for you too to play the way you did, all the tackles you had after?
Yeah, I mean, I know, just for me, I was just excited to be playing the game, just happy to be out there flying around. But like I said, self-accomplishment don't mean nothing. You want to be able to win, like, just coming from a person that hosts that trophy up with a lot of other guys, and that's the greatest feeling in the world. So I just want to get back to that. All the self stuff I did, that didn't mean nothing to me. It was just showing everybody else, man, he can still run, hit, go get the turnovers and get tackles for a loss. So that's what they needed to see. But for me, it's about winning and being a team guy.
So for me personally, what I love about what Devin White just said is what goes back to his first clip on why he chose Detroit Lions, because of the aggressiveness, the winning mentality, and the culture. You then build that on, all that matters is winning the bowl. And that is exactly what I want to hear out of this locker room. And this is a guy who, one of the first people that reached out to him was Jack Campbell, as he states later in these interviews. And the continuity, the cohesion that needs to happen between this group has already started. And when you look at what Devin White can do, he elevates this linebacker group to being Super Bowl caliber, in my opinion, in terms of the depth he adds and the starting linebacker element that you did not have before he came here.
Yeah, when you have a top 3, top 5 linebacker in the middle, and you put this guy next to him, a guy that 3 years, I mean, he was right at the top of the league in tackles. Last year, he's top of the league, 3rd, I believe, in tackles, as you had said. You put that kind of production next to a guy that brings the havoc the way that Campbell does, that other position is going to be so much easier now on that strong side. Derek Barnes is going to just be able to fit through offenses at this point, because there's going to be so much attention paid, obviously, to Hutch, some other guys in the middle as well if you see a healthy Aleem. But now, after you take care of Campbell, who's left over to make sure that you're keeping a spot out for Devin White? Because Devin White will blow up a running back and end his day real quick.
Oh, Absolutely, I saw plenty of it. Obviously, the game I was actually watching was the Eagles-Raiders game where the Eagles won 31-0. But I can tell you one thing. Devin White just kept hitting people. I was well into the third quarter, and they were down by a lot of touchdowns. And he is still going after Saquon Barkley. And I love that, and I respect that. And that's the alignment that you need between your team and people who you bring in. Like, this seems like a match made in heaven. He increases your linebacker room. It's such a margin. I am so excited. I'm so happy. And I hope that you guys hear it in me.
Oh, we do.
Because he's a dog. This guy's a dog. He brings that. Because now we are down a lot of veteran leadership on our offense and our defense.
Yeah.
Most of the Super Bowl pedigree that we had on both sides is gone.
Not the Super Bowl pedigree, the vet leader pedigree, and I think that's one big thing that they wanted this year.
I meant like have won a Super Bowl in the past.
Like sure.
Like the Lions have not tasted
Enzo
that.
Did have one, didn't he?
Yeah, like there's been experience all around this team, and then you see all the departures, and some hurt more than others in terms of the actual experience that they had. But losing Anzalone, and now adding Devin White, who is a leader, who's won a Super Bowl. This is the type of stuff that elite franchises do, which we only have one of them in Detroit, and it's this team right here. And
the Pistons.
And we'll see. We'll see how this John Collins moves works out. I like it, but they got a little bit more leeway than one seed and 1 second-round appearance to get into the elite. Like, this team was the 30 minutes away from from getting to a Super Bowl, and then went 15-2, one of the best records that we have seen as Lions fans. Like, it's a little different. The Holmes has a lot more cachet at the moment than Trajan Langdon, and I think that's fair. I don't want to kill the guy, but this is the one franchise that deserves to be in the elite conversation, and I think that when you look at this move, it shows off that when they feel like they need to address a need, because you look back at when they added Zadarius Smith, they knew they had to need an edge regardless of what happened to Hutch, and then Hutch just happened to get hurt.
Yeah, to me, as excited as you are about his playmaking ability, the production that he'll bring, the way he likes to play, all of those not only fit in with the culture here, but it's also what we needed. Those clips, just hearing him talk about why he's here, what he wants, what he is seeking to do as a leader on this team, that's got to be music to everybody's ears, because as excited as you got to be about Jack Campbell, he's still super young. Nobody next to him. I mean, realistically, you're looking at Malcolm Rodriguez as your oldest starter until this move was
crazy.
made. It is crazy. But we need to get back on track here. I know we're going to take a little break here. Let's tell them about Mortgage Pros and where they should eat tonight there, Gordo.
Yeah, real quick, though. Are we doing Mortgage Pros first?
Yes, sir.
And then?
Yep.
All right. You got that one, right?
I do. I got them both.
All right, cool.
Let me tell you about Mortgage Pros, guys. It is time to change your life, because I know you've been thinking about it. And you can do that with Michigan's #1 mortgage broker. They're right in Troy. You got a chance to see firsthand when we were out there a couple months ago for their annual block party. Amazing employee culture, great ownership, and the chance to change you and your family's lives. So make the call today, 248-416-1361. You see the website there. It's mtgopros.com. Check them out. Make the call. Find out a little more. I know you've been thinking about it. Today's the day. Tonight's the night, though, for Buddies, guys. Listen, it's the original. We know about it here in Michigan for 80-plus years. The rest of the country has found out, though, the Detroit-style deep dish is the best pizza in the world, and Buddies created it. We want to save you 20% off when you head on over to buddiespizza.com. Use that code word, that Woodward20, and you'll do just that. You're going to get 20% off your order. It's not just pizza, pasta, salads, wings, and more. Give them a call tonight at Buddies Pizza.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all, to me, it all starts with the kids.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Whether you're at Art and Jake's on the golf course or chilling on Belle Isle, check out Water Hazard, Founder's very first canned vodka cocktail. At 5% ABV, it is citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. Best served over ice with a slice of lemon. Get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location throughout Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Please drink responsibly, y'all.
No one does a read like Cam. Shout out
Sweet Potato.
Listen, 261 of you guys, we need 39 more. I really need you to share it. I know it seems weird sending it out to some of you guys. Try it. They'll be real excited that you did. I promise you that. And we need some more likes as well. What I do know is we got some more clips from Allen Park. Tell them about it, Juice.
Oh, yes, we do. We have Jameson Williams, the most explosive wide receiver on the team.
Is your microphone smoking?
No, that's just...
I think it's his laptop.
That's fake. That's fake. Anyway. You made me lose my train of thought. That's why you can't do that to an AD person.
Yes!
Jameson Williams talking about why Jahmyr Gibbs deserves to be the highest paid running back in the NFL.
Should Jahmyr be the highest paid running back?
Yeah, of course, no question. He the best. No, like look, I wouldn't even say look at the stats. Look at the film. Nobody close. He the best.
What does he mean to this team in this offense?
A lot. When Zero get on the field, it's like it's game changing for us, because like to me he unstoppable. Like he get through the line of scrimmage, he goes 70. Get through the line of scrimmage, make somebody miss. Like it's just, I love playing with him. I love watching him. Like he got one of the best games I ever seen.
Very serious vote of confidence there from J-Mo. You gotta love seeing
I love you, J-Mo, and I love watching you and watching Jahmyr Gibbs, because you are electric, and just I love when like the way that he talks about Jahmyr Gibbs. Like you could have swore he's talking about his girlfriend. God damn.
He was
J-Mo's
cheesing.
cheesing up there.
Yeah.
He's like, talk to me nice. And I love that. Anyway, in terms of what he said, just put on the tape. I agree. When that dude gets into open space, and like this sick edit that I saw on social media said this weekend, linebackers show up to an appointment that they're already late to because Jahmyr Gibbs is so fast. That is the type of bar that he produces because he is that guy. Like, oh my Lord. And yes, he deserves to be the highest paid running back in the sport. Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea is another conversation. But this is a player's era. Players deserve to be paid what they deserve. Same thing with TARIK Skubal. More on that later. But did he ever get a good contract offer? That because I can bet because what happened with the whole Iserman Larkin situation and stuff being leaked in that whole debacle, that if the Tigers made a fair offer, and I'm just saying fair. I'm not saying above and beyond what the Dodgers are going to do. I'm just saying fair. If they offered him a fair contract that they felt like they could afford and could give out that was over $250 million at least, or for shorter term, I can guarantee you that if that actually happened, we would have heard a report about it. There is no way that's staying quiet because that makes TARIK Skubal look bad and like that he doesn't want to be in the city. But everything we know about TARIK Skubal is the fact that he wants to be in the city. More on that later. We're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. You need to pay this man his money, absolutely. I think he's going to have an unbelievable year behind this offensive line. And you see the way that J-Mo is cheesing. There's nothing like zero. Dude is unguardable, and I can't wait to see this year. Oh, my good Lord.
So I'm glad that, I love you, Bray, but I'm kind of glad that he's not here today because I can't stand this shit. You still got a full year before the team option. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that, when are we going to, when does this stop? Are we just going to start looking for extensions halfway through rookies' years in 10 years from now? When does it start? Are you looking for your extension before you sign your rookie deal now? I get the man is really, really great. He sure wasn't for the last 2 months of the season last year. And when you're that good, you should be able to overcome any kinds of problems with the offensive line. I remember Barry Sanders doing that over and 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 over for a decade.
Boomer.
No, it's not about a boomer, bro. And I ain't a fucking boomer. Baby, all right? Wrong generation.
I know,
baby.
I know.
All right? You want to fucking call me boomer? I'll call you baby. Baby. All right? So the fact is I get that you don't have anybody else good that you ever watched, Gordon. This is the first one that's good that you ever watched, so you're desperate to not fucking lose him. The fact of the matter is Jahmyr Gibbs was bad in the last 6 games of the season. He's bad for 2 months, all right? And if you go throughout his career, man, you look at his 100-yard games, he has less than half of his games he's gone over 100 yards combined. 3 years. Less than half of the games he's played, he's hit less than 100 combined yards. I'm not just talking about on the ground. Now, is he special on film? Certainly. Does he disappear if things aren't great? He does. And the fact is show me a guy not named CMC or Saquon Barkley, maybe Derrick Henry, 3 Hall of Famers that actually made sense to get paid on their deal after their rookie deal. And you can look through the last 30 years, guy after guy after guy after guy, they fall off in year 6. 7 and 8, problem. That's when you want to have this kid. While I hear people talking about not extending Sam Laporta, I'll show you the last 30 starting running backs in the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl winning team. And there's maybe 5 really good running backs in there. I show you the tight ends, it's half. Hall of Famers all over the place. Now, do you have to beat the kid Bijan to his contract? Do you have to worry about having a huge year and then you got to do it? I'm sorry, man. The fact that these guys can hold out when you've already committed to be paying them this much money, the guy could have shown up and not done anything. I know that he did great, but putting a team into this kind of a position in a year you just missed the playoffs at 9 and 8, you don't show up for 6 weeks, and you're not showing up because you're holding in or holding out or time will tell, whatever he's saying in a clip we'll show you in a minute. I have some issues with this. This is supposed to be your Super Bowl year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you mad, huh?
No,
You mad? Because he's the only good running back you ever seen, too, right? You need to keep him.
I'm not mad at all. No, I was letting you cook, man. But here's what Gibbs said, and then I will tell you my piece about what Anson just said. Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs breaks his silence on his holdout from training camp per Dave Burkett. Only time will tell on returning to practice. It's not about that on if he needs a new contract to return, which is an interesting quote, obviously, because that alludes to the fact that it's not just about
Kool-Aid thinks he's hurt.
The contract. Kool-Aid does think he's hurt. I'm not going to speculate in that regard. What I am going to say is Anson.
Scouted to the max. Gibbs is overrated in the chat.
All right. Well,
let me get him fired
if
up.
If I listened to chat, I would go crazy. I love you guys.
It's happened.
However, the only running back I've ever seen in this modern NFL era that is offensive line proof is Christian McCaffrey. That is the only example in all of my time watching football that I can remember who was completely and utterly offensive line proof. Derrick Henry wasn't. You saw his mid-seasons with the Titans. Whoa. What's going on there?
I don't know. That was yeah, my bad.
It's all good. He
put some titties up?
He still got to 1,000. However, it still didn't look right. And Gibbs got to 1,000 last year. And, that's the benchmark for a good running back. But when you want running backs to be special, you need good offensive lines. This is no secret. And with the way that the Lions have their offensive line set up to be paid, I think that you can extend Gibbs on a 3-year pretty big deal with a 4th-year team option where you can cut him if he's not producing. I'm not worried about Gibbs' holdout. Gibbs is special. And I'm not saying that to reserve that he doesn't need reps.
Doesn't bother you at all.
No. Get your money.
So
especially
that's the
if
problem.
Everyone else.
Cam, that's the problem. These kids, Gen Xers, millennials.
Don't group me in with Gordo here, brother.
we are both Gen Z. What are we talking about?
Yeah, they're Gen Z.
But listen, you guys have grown up in a time where it's become common times and just acceptable that in your 3rd year, you're just gonna be like, after your 3rd year, like, I'm not coming in. I know I'm on contract for another year and potentially for 2 more. I'm not coming in. I want more money. Bro, could you imagine if I told that to Joey? I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm no Bruce Wayne, but
no, I couldn't. I couldn't imagine doing that. But I'm not Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm not a top 3 running back.
You're on your way, bro.
In the NFL. And if I had that type of cachet, I might be going to Joey, and I might be in like, hey, give me some more money. But I'm not like that yet. But I will get there.
$50 million.
Thank you, Cam. Anyway, I think that when you look around in the way that players have been paid on this team and how they have been paid early, and the only person who has not been essentially paid early was Hutch, because Hutch didn't necessarily have the long tenured resume that he needed to make the amount of money that he needed to make. Do you know if he bet on himself or not taking that into the season? No, you do not. That is only speculation. I think that...
Are you trying to tell me he was playing prop bets and that's why he did bad?
Who?
You just said betting on himself.
Yeah, as in like betting on himself to make more money on the contract by putting up better stats. This is a common NFL term, Anson. Get in the common era. Anyway, you keep cutting me off while I'm in the middle of cooking. It is impossible to get a sentence out with you. Anyway.
It's only twice. I mean, you did hit and blow out smoke during your whole take that one time, and I just was like, is your microphone okay?
It is.
It's got to be the laptop. It's malfunctioning.
It is. It is malfunctioning.
Michael Matresky. I'm a millennial. Proud member of the best generation ever. We can get off the rails on that debate real quick.
We're not having
but we're going to pay some bills right now. Tell them about our friends at Icon Auto.
Let me tell you about Icon Auto. 3 convenient locations in the Metro Detroit area, so make sure you call them today. They have free loaner cars while you get your cars tuned up, 586-404-ICON, or visit them at www.iconauto.com. make sure you go in there. They'll treat you right. They'll treat you like family. So tap in with them today, and we'll be back with more Lions after this commercial break.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DeadCityFC.com.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, want to tell you about our friends Chris and Chad. I think we had Chad in here last week. Pretty cool to break it down with him. These guys are experts, man, and they want to help you whether you're looking to refinance or buy a new home. Give them a call early in the process. Let them walk you through everything. They're going to help you get into the best shape possible for the best loan program possible. 0% down payment programs are available. And when you mention Woodward Sports, we're going to save you up to $500 off of your home appraisal. So give them a call today. They're Supreme Lending. Ask for Chris or Chad.
Just a reminder, 1,800 yards for Jahmyr Gibbs and 18 touchdowns, and that's not good enough to pay him as the best running back in the sport. In a split backfield, by the way. Just remember that. That's what Anson's point is. So just remember that. I'm team player. He deserves to get his bag. Should be the highest paid running back in the sport.
Agreed.
Over Bijan, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they're going to pay him before they pay Bijan anyway, and he's going to get less money. So there we have it.
Who else would you pay in that category?
I would also pay Laporta.
No, I mean in terms of running backs.
Oh, in terms of running backs?
Who else is on that level for you?
Saquon, CMC when he was 3 years ago. I would have paid CMC. That's pretty much about it. I mean, I probably wouldn't have paid Achane, to be honest. Like I have more faith in Achane falling apart than Jahmyr Gibbs. That's for sure.
Why he's not really stayed healthy.
Exactly. Like I don't know why they paid him. He's gonna blow up. Like, and I love Achane. Achane's awesome. I wish him the best. I hope this doesn't happen, but he's like another injury away from having to retire from the NFL. Like he gets hurt every year. Like I've had him in fantasy. He's the best when he's on the field, but then the 5 to 6 games a year that he's hurt,
it tanks you.
It tanks your entire season. It's so I would pay Gibbs over Achane, no doubt.
What are your expectations for workload? I want to hear from both of you guys on that. Let's take a look real quick. Last 2 years, 250 attempts on the ground, basically. 250, 243 last year. So realistically, I don't know where those touches for Monty went on the ground because they weren't going to Jahmyr. Obviously, the offense wasn't as good, so they didn't quite have as many sustained drives.
They didn't run the ball as much.
And they didn't run the ball as much. In terms of targeting, huge jump. 71 and 63 his first 2 years, 94 last year to the tune of 77 receptions. To me, I don't see these numbers changing a ton. I think that they want to keep him around that 250 mark. I don't think that you see him go over 275. Where I think that you might see the uptick in work is probably over 100 targets. This kid might be in the 85 to 90 catch zone. And I think you probably see that, maybe 275. Am I crazy on those? Are you seeing an even bigger workload for this kid this year?
I think I'm around that number. I do think that Pacheco is going to be more involved than a lot of people want to admit, because you do have to keep the tread off the tires for Gibbs, especially if you plan on paying him. If you plan on paying him, you're not giving him more than 300 touches. I mean, that's just the nature of the game as a running back. Like that's how you wear, right? 300 carries is the mark, right?
Yeah, I mean
the danger mark, isn't it?
Well, no, it's a 325 to 375. Like when you hit the 350, 375, like pretty much nobody comes back without getting some sort of an injury.
Yeah, I don't want to go very, like, I would be okay with over 275 but once we creep up to 300, like in the 290s, that's when I'm like, nah, because he's going to have a lot of work in the receiving game as well. Petzing loves using his running backs out of the backfield a ton. I do not have any interest in overloading Jahmyr Gibbs with a healthy workload. I think that he is good enough as a player, as you saw last year, with only 250 touches running the football. He still managed to have 18 touchdowns.
So
13 of those on the ground, like exclusively. So,
yeah. What I have to say, like I kind of echo your sentiment when it comes to the regular season. But when it comes to playoffs,
you got to unhitch the wagon.
All bets are off.
Absolutely.
When it comes to playoffs, if he is hot and he is consistently getting you, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards of carry, or busting down the seam, going up the middle, no matter what, like if he's making plays, you have to ride that hot hand. And Gibbs is a guy where the momentum starts to work in his favor, and he just keeps going and going and going until he ends up in the end zone. So. Yeah, I personally, I don't mind seeing plenty of Isaiah Pacheco in the regular season, but if we're close to losing a close game, like a game that matters, like in the NFC North or something like that, then unleash Gibbs. Like you can conditionally, I want you to use him.
No, I want them to be unleashed as soon as they step foot in the postseason, and until you have a team dead and buried. You should be killing them with Jahmyr Gibbs with how good this offensive line is, and that's where I expect a lot from him this year once it comes. But in the regular season, like that's where you need to have a healthy dose of Pacheco, because you need to keep Gibbs healthy as well.
Not just for this season, but for that
extension. Exactly.
100%.
Like if you plan on, and I think that if they don't get a deal done before this season, which I doubt,
I think it happens.
I think it happens. I would definitely think if they went into the season without the extension, you would know exactly what they think about Jahmyr Gibbs' contract situation by his workload.
Okay, so some historical context here, guys. In the last 25 seasons, running backs have recorded 350 touches, carries as well as catches, including the playoffs. All but 2 players saw their yards efficiency touch decline the following year. Now, he had 320 last year. You played 2 playoff games, you're going to be in that 350 zone. The 370, the curse of 370. When you talk about Christian McCaffrey hit 403 touches and 417 touches the next seasons, he played 3 and 4 games. Adrian Peterson, after 382 touches, played 3 games the next year. David Johnson, after 373, played 1 game the next year. Jonathan Taylor, 2021, 372 touches, only played 11 games. Derrick Henry, 418 in 2020, came back to only play 8. The curse is very real. And I'm bringing this up to not say that it's going to happen to Jahmyr, but what it is it's an indicator and a red flag for those of you that think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get the ball 400 times this year, that he's going to have this 2,300-yard all-purpose yard season. The fact is Isaiah Pacheco, as you pointed out, he's going to get a workload. And it's not going to be the 15% that you guys hope, because you want to see the flashy number 0 running around making people look stupid. Pacheco is essential to the success of this running game, and it's essential to the future viability, if you extend Jahmyr Gibbs, of having a guy that's worth the money you're about to pay him.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some people going back and forth in the chat arguing about Pacheco and Montgomery and who's better. I will tell you this,
It's not
a
Pacheco.
certainty.
It's not Pacheco.
It is Monty. And I love Pacheco. I love what he's going to bring to this team.
Did you see him on his horse?
Yeah. I mean, he is a horse.
He is.
He's a smash mouth guy,
Yes, he
loves
is.
running downhill. Lots of things to like about him. Falls forward just like Monty did. However, Monty, better receiver.
By far.
Better at seeing gaps, making big explosive plays. I think you're not losing the 1 yard element with
Nope.
Pacheco. You're losing the extra gadgety things that Monty did for you.
Thought you were
in your
running, but
offense.
you threw it to Monty.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
3rd
That
and
is
2. Oh, man, what the hell?
3rd and 2, screen pass to Monty.
Yep.
He trucks a Seattle Seahawk in the middle of the field and
Yes,
runs
he
it for
does.
70 yards. You're not getting that with Pacheco, but you're still getting a lot of the close yardage situation elements from Pacheco, and that does give me confidence.
You're
for sure.
definitely not going to see Pacheco throwing any tight spirals anytime soon.
No, that's
He
true,
did not
too.
play quarterback in high school.
Hoof-hearted
Monty.
agrees. Pacheco ain't close to Monty. Guys, please smash that like button. Keep your super chats coming in. We are 26
J-Mo,
people away from
let's talk
our
about it.
goal, so please share it. Let's run another clip. What do you got?
All right, let's run Jameson Williams talking about his maturity and growth as a player since entering the league. And today he was with Calvin Johnson as well.
It was a daily focus. I'd catch the ball every day. I was catching balls every day. So I was just focusing in on. I just want to be like the receiver. No matter where it's at, I gotta catch it. No matter if it's in I just gotta go catch it. So that's what I've been working on. Really, I don't want no mishaps or nothing. No matter where the ball at, I'm just trying to go catch it. So that was my main thing on working on the catches.
He seems more collected.
Absolutely.
Like he definitely got with the PR
Got a
crew.
presence. Got a presence for sure.
He's always had the presence, but man, he's very collected in all of this off-season's interviews that I've seen with him. It's like he took that step inside.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man.
I meant like
so
firmer
focused.
presence.
Yeah, everybody's focused with Gibbs' breakout right now. This might be the breakout.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jameson Williams and Braylon has been, because he believes in him, and
Yes,
I
he
saw
does.
that exact same thing in college. You could not stop Jameson Williams in college. He was absolutely sensational. He didn't even have to learn routes necessarily to burn people in college. And now you've seen this growth trajectory that he's been on, and you're about to see the best evolution of himself. I mean, he seems like he's got a great head on his shoulders. He's been working on the drops, and that's exactly what he needed to do, and becoming a more diverse route runner. And we actually have a clip as well about Jameson Williams and how he has evolved as a player and in this last couple seasons as a Detroit Lion.
That's the maturity one, like him maturing.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
I feel like I've grown a lot, just with age and, grown with the game, matured a lot. It's just part of the game, though, I would say. Day by day, I've been trying to get better. Like I said, stack days. I just want to work my way to being, and my ending goal being a top receiver.
We've seen you make a lot of hands.
I mean, what can you say about that? I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear. And this is, like, you remember J-Mo. J-Mo it felt a little erratic as a young player, but now he just seems so well, like, and he seems like the same guy. Like, don't like think that I think that he's changing as a human being, but as a player, he just seems like he understands the NFL now. And Braylon talks about it all the time. When you're a young player entering into this league, it is about finding your routine, finding how you fit into an NFL locker room. And he still does unbelievable things for the community. And a tip of the cap to Jameson Williams. And he's out there, but it's in such a positive way. And now I feel like these kids who look up to Jameson Williams are really seeing a star bud, and he's just really becoming the best version of himself on and off the field. And it's absolutely amazing to see for a guy like Jameson Williams. And then this year, I mean, when the body and the mind are aligned, there's nothing you can't tackle. And I think that this is going to be the breakout of Jameson Williams, where there are those legitimate conversations that, and I always saw the wide receiver 1 potential. I think that they were a little aggressive last year. You did see the strides and flashes, but this year I think you're going to be able to look over there when Amon-Ra St. Brown is being put in a very difficult coverage, whether he's getting focused or however that looks with a top corner on him. And you look at Jameson Williams, and he's just at that level, maybe slightly below, because you're talking about an all-pro in Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't want to disrespect him because he is an elite as the elite come, and he deserves those flowers. But you could look over to the other side, and there could maybe be no possible who's the best wide receiver 2 in the NFL conversation. I think that he could be just as good as George Pickens. Why not? George Pickens had way more question marks going into this Dallas season than Jameson Williams does this year. He's on just as good of an offense. He can just put up just as good of numbers. And maybe that does tick into Amon-Ra St. Brown's production. That doesn't mean Amon-Ra St. Brown is a worse player. Hopefully that helps Amon-Ra St. Brown stay healthy, who's coming off of a hand injury and multiple injuries in the past where he's played through hurt multiple seasons in the past. This is all positive things for me. And I just can't wait to see J-Mo explode this year and prove those people who kept hating on him in 2024. I remember. And last year, I remember.
He's got receipts.
We sat last year on the post-game show and time again, oh, where's J-Mo? Oh, where's J-Mo? And it wasn't a J-Mo game. And then he explodes for 6 on 175 and a tut. And then you're like, yeah, there's J-Mo.
But they all need to be J-Mo games if he's going to take over. Michael Wary in the chat. Actually, first I want to go Detroit hitter. He's definitely more comfortable with the media now, speaking on that interview with J-Mo. Freddie felt J-Mo all distinguished. Shout out my dog, J-Mo Waymo. Michael Wary in the chat. What's this I hear about Tesla? Struggling? I got a question for you.
I've not heard anything about Tesla struggling.
2028. Who's the number 1 wide receiver on the Lions?
I think we have 2. Saint and J-Mo.
No way it's Tesla?
No.
No way. No. You don't think there's any world where Tesla can ascend to the 1 or 2 on this team?
Absolutely not with 2 people who could make all-pro.
Okay.
Because I think Jameson Williams has an all-pro level ceiling. Like, if he were to leave after this next contract and go be a wide receiver 1 somewhere, there's no doubt that he has all-pro potential in my eyes.
I have a little bit about Isaac Tesla struggling, and this is from our guy, Dr. John Macaroon. So shout out to him. Isaac Tesla continued what's been a sluggish start to camp. He didn't win a single rep in one-on-ones, losing to the physical coverage of guys like Rock Ya-Sin twice, and proving unable to come up with a fade ball against Roger McCreary. Tesla's struggled continued to the team periods with Rock Ya-Sin breaking a fade route up in the end zone, and Tesla had a couple of post patterns tipped away by guys like Chuck Clark and Christian Izzian.
Well, that means that he's practicing with the starters.
Yes.
And that's what you love to hear. There were reasons why he wasn't on the field more. You saw him in big play moments and, jump ball moments, red zones and stuff, but you didn't see him outside of that. And that's because he's still learning. The guy only was at Arkansas for, a year? He's got Hillsdale in his background. It's going to take him some time, but he does have all the physical tools, and I love to hear him battling.
I'm here for the Rock Ya-Sin propaganda.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
But that's a physical
guy.
all
over him.
And that's a physical guy. And you love seeing that matchup because Tesla's got a physical frame to be physical with press corners. So he's going to have to learn it. But we want them to learn about Mad Packs.
And we will tell you about Mad Packs.
Yeah, let me tell you guys about Mad Packs.
And after we tell you about Mad Packs, stay tuned for J-Mo on why he wants to become a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Let's go.
Ooh. And let me tell you guys about Mad Packs.
The top 1.
If you are a fan of Mad Packs, you already know they bring the heat. But this summer, they're shaking things up with some massive new drops. Get ready for the Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash resin gummies and high-low 200 milligram live resin. Guys, I've tried it out myself. I can attest. These are absolutely fantastic. Mad Packs is coming with the heat. make sure that you guys get these alongside with their brand new Mad Packs extracts. These are perfect additions to your summer plans. Learn more at getmadpacks.com. Mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
No more gut-rotting, neon-colored energy drinks because we've got Thrive energy pouches. But check it out, A-dub, it ain't your daddy's dip. It is tobacco-free, nicotine-free, mental powerhouse of smart caffeine. No jitters, no sugar crash. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use that promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order. Found exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy. They flip and work, y'all.
Welcome back to the Braylon Edwards Show. Braylon is canoeing in Portland right now. We have young Justin Juice Wayne in the building for him. We are talking Lions. We are talking.
I'm rowing a different canoe. Let's go Broncos.
We are talking.
Screw PJ Fleck though.
J-Mo. What do you got? You got another clip for us?
Oh yes, this is Jameson Williams on why he is going to ascend to a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
You said you wanted to be considered one of the top receivers in the game. You have had back-to-back 1,000-yard season. What is it going to take in your mind to be kind of one of those guys that you think are the 10 best receivers?
More of that, a lot more of that. I just got, like I said, got to keep stacking, keep getting better every day. I can't worry about what everybody else got going on. It's just focusing on me and my team.
From a confidence standpoint, how much did last season help you? I mean, because again, first half of the season, they were getting as many targets, but then, Dan takes over and you start, really coming through when they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And how much did that really the whole season and how it played out kind of really help you from a confidence?
I just had to stay down and stay focused. Like you said, it was games where I had 0 catches, 0 targets, but that don't be on my mind. After the day, I'd be past that because, we most likely got to win that game. So, can't be mad over it too long. But I just stayed down and stayed focused. I knew my time was going to come, and I knew, what I was going to do when my time come because when my time come, it's like the ball is in my hands, and I know how to control it. So, it really wasn't that hard. I just got to stay down and stay focused. It's same thing I've been doing my whole life.
Steve Lehman was at camp today.
Oh, yep. Hit that.
J-Mo looked good. Bro's catching with his hands and not his body. Saint took one to the house. They really didn't go through that many reps, though, today. And our boys, the Heavies, are down at Allen Park. Make sure you guys catch up with them from 5 to 7. They're going to have a lot to talk about, but I know you got plenty more to talk about, Justin. How do you feel about that clip?
I love everything I heard from Jameson Williams. I think that he's going to let a naysayer know. I mean, this year, he's going to – you never heard that before? They started that in Alabama.
Lank, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Jalen Milroe, Jahmyr Gibbs, J-Mo.
Gotta let them know.
Those Alabama boys.
Gotta let them know.
They're a bunch of dogs.
The green mouth guard gang?
Yeah.
There you go.
Who doesn't?
Hopefully we get Branch back too early. I honestly, when you look at this guy.
There's reports on Branch. We'll talk about that in a second.
There you go. 2 years ago, this guy had some problems. Had some issues off of the football field. And the Lions faithful were completely split on the guy, right? You see him come back and load up another 1,000-yard season, completely stay out of trouble. And now you're seeing him come out and give interviews like this where, like, he's always had that cool presence. His presence now feels a little different. Still cool, don't get me wrong, but he kind of sounds like a guy that's ready to be a leader on this team.
Oh, yeah,
instead
he
of
does.
just a mentee.
Sounds like a vet.
He does.
He sounds like a vet. He's playing like a vet. Catch him with his hands. I mean, everything we've been hearing is about how he's looked amazing at camp and he's really putting in that work. I mean, I'm only assuming, but if I were a betting man, which I am, I would bet that Jameson Williams' route tree is developed again, like we saw last year. We're going to see another improvement in that regard. It's going to take him to another level. I don't think it came out today, top NFL 100. He was 2 spots above T. Higgins, as he should be. He's more versatile than T. Higgins. T. Higgins is just a jump ball merchant. All right, I said it.
Ooh,
all right,
hot take.
Jump ball, out routes, toe taps. You know, that's his game. I respect it. He didn't have Joe Burrow, he wouldn't be doing ish. If Joe Burrow had J-Mo, on the other hand, he'd have 2 Jamar Chases out there. All right, that's a nightmare for an NFL defense. I guarantee you every single NFL exec would rather have J-Mo over T. Higgins. Also, T. Higgins misses games all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Very inconsistent.
All right, the only person who should be ahead of him right now is George Pickens in terms of wide receiver 2s in the NFL, and George Pickens better watch his seat because he's also a jump ball merchant. He can get it in the interior.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's nice. He's nice on, but I'd rather have J-Mo catching it and running it 40 yards after the catcher than George Pickens, who's just going to catch it and get dropped by the safety. I'd rather have J-Mo getting loose.
I don't know. I still think Pickens has a more diverse route tree. I think he does a little bit more.
We'll see. We'll see after this year. I think J-Mo might surprise people, and J-Mo is all. Pickens has better hands. Pickens is the better route runner right now. J-Mo's got the speed, got the explosiveness, and got the playmaking. I call it a fair fight.
Lions debate talk. I'll take a defense and an upgraded cornerback over J-Mo.
I'm trying to ignore that guy in the chat.
Good for you.
Not going to lie.
A lot of people mad.
Why can't we have – you know what we could also do? You ready? Right for this crazy thing? They could do what they just did, okay? No, hold on. Let me do some. Let me just break it down for the some people in the chat that obviously don't understand. Okay?
Cousins.
I was gonna say that. You said it, I didn't. If they need to add someone, they will. They are with this move for Devin White. They are a move away with Kirby and Branch healthy, which because they didn't sign any left linebacker or safeties or draft any safeties, probably tells you that they have a pretty good feeling that they're both going to play. And very soon also, because Brian Branch was on the sideline doing drills today, and this is before timeline. And Kirby was saying that he's not going to be on the PUP list to start the season when the 53 is out. So tell me what's wrong with the safety room if that happens and we get Branch by October or even December. Because we saw what we could do with just Kirby last year. The defense was not good, but it was solid with just Kirby. When we lost both, that's when it fell apart. Because at least you have the deep ball covered.
If you only lose one, they're in the playoffs.
Yes. Exactly, Anson. Thank you.
That's the
truth.
And
this is huge for this team, and
he's pissing off a lot of people out here. Let me see if I can wind you guys up a little more with something that he had to say.
We are a cornerback away, and if the Lions feel like they are a cornerback away, they have the cap space, they have the assets, they are done with the Tesla hole of the third-round picks. They don't have any. They have a third-round pick for the next 5 years. They have a second-round pick next 5 years. And everything behind that as well. Start making moves that correlate to that. Get aggressive. Find the corner that's on the 1-year deal. Find another free agent corner that might have, who might have a little legal history. I haven't been versed on the scene of corners lately, but there's always
someone
not much
out there. I'll be honest.
There's
not much out there. There really is not.
There's no one who has a couple of speeding tickets, and that's cornerback one value. I'm kidding.
I'm sure that there's some available, but
this isn't Georgia.
Steve Lehman has some good news. He says that, and he was at training camp, guys. Kirby was doing his own stuff with the trainers. He looked damn good and healthy. So, like to hear that. Even crazier clown, we got Harper. Another legion of Hoomer. Shout out middle-aged sneaker chick. We love you. $5 super chat. Just checking in. She says she loves us. Also, I don't believe I've ever seen Justin without a hat. You have great hair, buddy.
Yes, I've been.
He just got it touched up too. Pull it back so we can get a real look at that lock, the mane there. Good work, Gordo.
Ugh.
Look at that.
Sorry, I keep moving.
How much did you take off last week?
It was on my shoulders, so a pretty decent amount.
I actually got a compliment on my hair in here, which is the first time
I've never
in 6 years
anyone.
They
I
hate
am
my
on.
hair.
I've been on shows with Anson for the last. We're going on 3 years now.
Yes, sir.
I've only seen hate. It's so funny.
I mean,
can't lie.
and $500 for you to buzz my head. That happened.
Yeah, you didn't even tip me.
I didn't tip you, did I?
Just
Nope.
a tip.
You know what, though? He only did half of it. I did part of it, which stayed
Hey,
a
I
lot
did the
shorter than
important
rest.
part. I got us the money.
There you go.
Yes,
or
you
the
did.
money, I guess.
That's fair. That is fair. What do we got time-wise here? It's time for a break, guys.
It's time for a break, and then Skubal. It's your.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's
No,
do it.
I'm
F it.
not.
We got
I
actually
don't know
some
I know
more.
you want to do it.
We got plenty of MLB news that
I
we
know
can get
you
into.
have plenty of MLB news.
Well,
you might need to get it in while
I
Bray's
do
not
feel
here.
like there's one clip of Aleem that we should
we
just
gotta.
show. We don't need to talk about it because Aleem does all the talking that needs to be said.
Well, let's hit it right now.
All right, which one you want?
Stay on lines here for a few more minutes, guys.
One about
Him and
the
Tyreek?
scare yesterday, and then not at 1,000%. Those I want both of those.
Freddie Felt is still
It
waiting.
should be the first one and the third one.
Freddie Felt is still waiting for a compliment on his new mohawk. He got a mohawk last week.
I have not seen.
We haven't
You're
seen
gonna
it.
have to send in a picture.
I think he's coming in this week or next week, sometime in August. I believe a couple of people are coming in. We have some prizes to get to them. Yeah, and we got that clip coming up. From
Did I see? I knew.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I knew. I knew that I wasn't 1,000%, but I was good enough to go do what I needed to do. But I just, I wasn't 1,000%. It's just how a human body works. I mean, there's nothing you could do about it. But I mean, I knew. And going back and looking back at it, you can really tell. But when you look at me now, you can really tell the difference. How that off season, the summer work, how much stronger I've gotten, how much more confidence I've built with this leg through my mind. So, yeah, it's night and day difference now, but yeah, I could tell.
With Aiden going through such a dramatic.
Came right in there, so.
Yeah. When we talked to you in the spring, you were talking about feeling so much better, and
Yeah.
Dan told us even on one day earlier this week that you guys watched a ton of film,
Uh-huh.
and that you didn't realize, but you were maybe favoring that leg.
Yeah.
How imperative is this summer camp for
Uh-huh.
you? Is just going into this season for you mentally, physically?
Huge. I think mentally, nothing's really going to change for me. I was there mentally last year. It just physically, I just wasn't all the way there like I wanted to be. Like I was telling him, like, you can see it right there, but if you can't get to it, you can't get to it. Now I got 2 legs, and I have no excuse. And I feel wonderful out here now. So I really feel like I'm back to me, playing like me, getting off the ball like me, getting off blocks like I usually do. So it's huge, though. These reps here in training camp, they matter. People hate training camp. It's long, this and that. But these reps matter out here, and that's what gets you better. It's cliche, but it does. And me being out here now, being able to get those reps, be with the guys, most importantly, build that chemistry, it's been really good. So.
Do you feel a little different, though? Like you're kind of in this veteran leadership role now.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of changed faces here.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying that as well. It's kind of wild to think about that I am 6 years deep, but that's why I'm trying to use my voice more. I try to lead by example every play, but I'm trying to use my voice more, just talking to the rookies, getting them tips here and there and whatnot, celebrating plays. So, yeah, I am in that position now, and I'm going to take that role. So.
Shout out to Aleem McNeil, man. I mean, he seems like the same thing. Body, mind, aligned. I appreciate a player who can admit that he's not at 1,000%. Like that takes a lot of balls to be completely frank, in a lack of a better term. And to have him say that, and now he's like, no excuses. I have 2 legs. I feel great. I need to get to that. Everything you want to hear from a player. He's got to return to 2024 form for this team to go anywhere.
The one thing that I got to say, Cap, on him on there is he said it wasn't confidence, but then he talked about his mind and confidence multiple times throughout the clip. It doesn't matter how confident you are in your head. If your body is not fully right, that confidence gets eroded and questioned by your own brain so many different times while you're playing. That full off season, it truly did give him that confidence and that right mind to come back and be an all-pro quality player. But speaking of all-pros, would you tell them about Art and Jakes?
Let me tell you about our all-pro here at Woodward Sports. Art and Jakes, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor. 80-plus wall-to-wall TVs, 22-plus draft beers, including the Water Hazard and All-Day IPA, including ultimate variety of others. Also, 90-plus food items. I want to say, we'll set the line at 30, and they've all been absolutely fantastic. So make sure you use their online ordering and join the AJ's fan club today. Scan the QR code for all the information that you may need. Tap in. Art and Jakes.
Justin, you want to tell them about
Nabi? Tell them about Nabi
title.
Let me tell you about Nabi Stad over at Estates Title Agency. Whether you are buying a home, refinancing, the team at Estates Title Agency makes the closing process simple and convenient. Proudly serving Michigan since 2003, the staff at Estates Title has over 20 years of experience. Combine that with Nabi's expertise, and they can guide through any title or escrow transaction to a smooth landing. They know you're busy, so they offer weekend and evening closings by appointment. So make sure you call Mr. Deeds for all your title needs.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network.
Hey guys, reading the chat here, there's a bunch of you just struggling with the TARIK Skubal trade. Take your mind off it. Get to Loom. 40 locations in the state. And we want to be your plug. We want to save you 30% off your next order. QR code above my head, scan, it'll take you right there with the coupon, or head on over to loom.com, that WSN30. You're going to put that in, or mention it in person, and we'll do just that. Save you the 30% off that you're looking for. First visit, you're going to get some free stuff. In fact, your first 3 visits, you're going to get some free stuff. Head over to the Berkeley location and ask for my guy, MJ. Check them out. They're Loom. Welcome back, guys.
I just found a tweet from
Final half hour here on the Braylon Edwards Show.
Yep.
This is Jumpin' Juice Wayne to my right over here. Shout out Cam, Sweet Potato, and Gordon making us look really good. This
What's
final
happening?
half hour, guys, we need you to share the stream. We need you to smash that like button, get us to all of our goals. And we want to hear from you guys. All Super Chats, again, going to the end of the week prize wheel to get you that autograph. Number
It's pretty
one,
sick.
Michigan jersey. I'll have it out here tomorrow so you can check it out for yourselves. Talk to him, Juice.
Yes, I was trying to add to the intro. I apologize.
Oh,
I
it's
did not
okay.
mean to cut
It's
you off
okay,
because
dude.
we're about to get into the nitty gritty of it. We're about to talk about the TARIK Skubal, and I just found a very fitting tweet from 2020 from the Detroit Tigers, 6/10/2020, and it's the Squidward meme where he's future. Hopefully, you guys are SpongeBob people.
Yeah.
Or memers. And this is what the tweet says, okay? Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Casey Mize, TARIK Skubal, Matt Manning, Alex Faedo, and Isak Paredes.
Oh, boy.
Future.
Oh, boy.
Isak's still in the league, though, dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
Isak's
That's
okay.
hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh.
So
What could have been?
So what is the overall sentiment? I'm going to go to you, Gordon. You and I have been talking for weeks now, going through, which is fun. One of my favorite things is going through all the prospects and minor league guys. We've been, kind of throwing out these trades that we thought might work with the Brewers, that might work with the Dodgers. I don't think that the Brewers were ever in play. I don't think that they were ever willing to pay TARIK Skubal what he wanted. And I think that this trade's been sitting there waiting for when Chris and Scott and I guess AJ all said, okay, pull the plug. We're not doing it. And I think that the straw that broke the camel's back, the ultimate microcosm of TARIK Skubal's career here in Detroit, the 12th inning disaster or however long it went, where he has a great outing and they blow a 7-0 lead. You were in here watching it while we were doing the show. Since then, with this trade, I know the overall sentiment by most fans is that we got robbed. We didn't get the value for him. Where are you at?
I wouldn't say that we got robbed. I would have liked to get, maybe a Emmett Shaheen or a Mike Sirota in the deal in place of a Zaire Hope. However,
over Hope, huh?
Yeah, I think that, maybe not Shaheen, but definitely Sirota.
He's going to be coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Having a career year.
Yeah, my ideal package from the Dodgers was Sirota, Shaheen, and a throwaway or like someone like Christian Zazueta potentially. Zazueta is somebody I was very high on.
Zazu.
Unfortunately, we did not get him, but Zaire Hope gives me a lot to be optimistic about. Offensively, he's got just a lot of pop in that bat, and he might break the mold of the Scott Harris guy because he does have a lot of strikeouts. That's something that I think this team has been able to take care of, though. I mean, we watched how Riley Green has evolved as an on-plate presence. So I think, with a guy like Zaire Hope, he can improve that aspect of his game and become a bona fide stud in this Detroit Tigers lineup. But I think that his, approach is going to have to mature a little bit before we see him really make a difference for this Detroit Tigers team. And River Ryan, another guy like coming off the both of the pitchers we got coming off injuries, but
River's very close. He could come up and help us this year.
He could. He definitely could. However, I do have some concerns about River Ryan. Just can he be a consistent starter? Does he have what it takes to throw, multiple innings? Or, is he going to consistently give you the swing and miss to potentially, make him a guy that could be lethal in the bullpen? We don't know. We'll see. But I do think this is far better a return than just a small, down the line, a comp pick that we would have gotten. So overall, this is probably a better thing. I think it's, I give it a C. That was my final grade on the trade. I give it a C. I wish that maybe we would have waited a little while longer into the deadline, potentially put more and more pressure on the Dodgers. I don't know if this necessarily was a done deal before, the deadline even, was close, but I would have liked to maybe squeeze a little bit more out of the Dodgers. I felt like there was a little room there.
If you're going to operate like this, it's not even about the return. The return is fine. The return is a B. It's solid. It's for 2 months of TARIK Skubal. It's better than a comp pick. However, if you're going to operate like this as a franchise, you should have traded him 2 years ago.
Agreed.
And you should have actually cashed in on a legitimate prospect haul, not just slap your weenie around and be exposed in the playoffs for everything that's wrong with this team. And this team, without TARIK Skubal, regardless of his record in the season, is not a playoff team. And I will stand 10 toes down on that. I love this team. I live and die by every pitch. My dad's a season ticket holder. He's been a season ticket holder as long as my life has been on this God Green's earth. However, that is because this team used to mean something to the people that were upstairs. And it wasn't just about what we can be as a franchise. It's not about saving $9.6 million on TARIK Skubal's contract so that we can just get less value in return for TARIK Skubal. The same thing we did with Justin Verlander, where the headliner of that trade now just got traded to Boston for the second time in a week and was awful here. He was sitting at a 500 OPS in Jake Rogers. Love the guy, slick mustache. Anyway, you were not good at baseball. It's just we are operating, and Neil and Sean hit it earlier this morning. I'm falling in love right now with McGonigal and Clark, and they're going to be gone when their contracts are up in 5 or 6 years anyway. So why does it even matter? And you know what? Allow Detroit to continue to get built and look great and continue to funnel money into the city, because you know where it's not going? To this baseball team or to the hockey team, because we're at the cap floor and we had to get under the luxury tax for this season to avoid that. It's just this team used to be trotting out 8 All-Stars. And then 2013, we were trying out a rotation with 5 Cy Youngs in it. 4 maybe. If I'm forgetting, Scherzer, Price, Verlander, Porcello. Yeah. 4. I don't think Fister won one.
He did not.
Neither did Sanchez. So yeah.
But
anyway,
good.
4 Cy Youngs, and we can't even keep 1 Cy Young. Anson, please take over before I just blow up, because this is
Are you
just
giving up, Justin? Steve-O Baby
They're
wants
not.
to,
No, they're
Steve-O
not.
Baby is asking. He says we still have August and September.
Yeah, this team, and let me sell you on the spark. Max Clark.
Let's go, baby.
5 hits, a home run, couple doubles in his debut weekend. I'm not poo-pooing the cat. I love him. I think he's great.
He's a tiger.
I think he's going to be unbelievable as an MLB player, all right? He was playing the A's. Let's tamper the expectations.
Yeah.
It was his first weekend in the MLB. This is not sustainable. It doesn't just go sunshine, unicorn, rainbows in the MLB. There's going to be some drop back to the mean. He's not going to hit like this, and we'll see how it continues in Seattle. I hope it does. I really do. I hope he continues. What is he hitting? Over 600 right now? Yeah.
Yeah, he's 6 for 12 right now with 1 home run, 3 RBI, and 4 runs.
I hope that remains clear. I hope that the offense continues to score over 8 runs a game. I hope the bullpen only lets up a combined under 10 runs in an entire weekend. I hope so.
1.615 OPS for Max Clark.
Yeah, please.
Big sample size.
Let me bury me in that. Bathe me in that. I want all of that. But you know what I really wanted? Was a fair offer in front of TARIK Skubal that would have put the words to the paper.
Do you think
I want to stay in Detroit? Okay, TARIK, we can't.
Do you
offer
believe he wanted to stay in Detroit?
Yes. for market value.
Do you believe the emotion that he showed afterwards? Do you believe the emotion he showed in the LA Dodgers bullpen?
Absolutely.
Or the
Absolutely.
dugout?
Absolutely. I feel like it was one of the hardest things he's ever done in his life, getting traded off his team. He legitimately, you can't fake going, like you can make the PR appearances, you can go to games, but he legitimately cared about this city, about this fan base, about this state and this team. And maybe I'm just on the hopium. You could say that. You could say that. But there was no legitimate offer placed in front of TARIK Skubal for you to even know, for real. And look, I'm not asking him to take a hometown discount. He should get paid every dollar that he should get paid, because that is what you do in your field. Because you know what? If me, and if you could say what you want about you, and you could say if you're telling the truth or not, but for me, if you came to me right now, right here, right now, and you were like, Justin, I want you to make 2/3 your salary, but give me the same thing you were giving me right now, or 2/3 what you're worth, and I'd say go fuck yourself, because that's how the real world works, people. And if your boss came to you and said, and you had a raise that was due, and you were supposed to substantially change, like, we're not talking about a couple $1,000s or even tens of thousands of dollars in your fields. We're talking about generational wealth. We're talking about millions of dollars, changing TARIK Skubal's family's life for the rest of it. And you're gonna complain the fact that he won't take $22 million a year, which was what they initially offered in arbitration to stay under the luxury tax. That is not bullshit. That is fact. And you still came to an agreement under Framer Valdez, who sucks. And you still are paying him. And Neil brought up a great point earlier today as well. What you're on the hook to pay Framer Valdez for is already halfway to paying Skubal. So why the hell not would you not just pay TARIK Skubal? This is ridiculous. We're operating like a Mickey Mouse organization. It is a shame. It is a pitiful. We are acting like we're a team who's never won a World Series before, never even made the playoffs before. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life as a sports fan. I'm not even kidding. This is pitiful. Spit. Shit. That's what this franchise is in. It doesn't deserve any of our money. And this is bullshit. And we're talking about buying a relief pitcher to make the playoffs this year? Are you serious? Like, are you? And we're gonna burn a year on Max Clark's contract as a fluff piece in order to the spark. And I'm still not shitting on Max Clark. I love Max Clark, but that's a PR stunt. We are literally watching a PR stunt right now to save face. And look at how and we're doing ourselves on our own social media. I don't know who it was posted last night, the Max Clark home run, and they're like, Max Clark. And oh my God, I am gonna lose my mind. Anson, please talk.
Job, where did it go? Mazed up, dude. We can still get Skubal in free agency. Calm down, Justin.
No, he's. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, all right, I'm going back in. I'm diving into that.
Go back in.
All right.
Right when they
Why? What tells you that he would do that? Because when he was under contract or in arbitration, where you can negotiate a new contract, where I'm sure if you made him the highest pitcher in baseball, make him say no to that. Make him say no to that, even if it's not the $500 million. But you know what's going to happen when he does go there, because the Yankees are looking at the Dodgers right now, and they're like, oh, shit, I wish that I had TARIK Skubal. Oh, wait, I can have him if I pay him $400 million this offseason and pair him next to Schittler and Garrett Cole.
At least you pronounce his name right. I appreciate that.
Like, oh, my God.
I think you forgot the L.
It's Shit Hitler.
It is Shit Hitler.
It's lunacy. It is literal lunacy, because I could guarantee you this, guys, and shout out my dad. My dad and I talked about this. Shout out Pops. If they had a contract in front of TARIK Skubal that wasn't utterly ridiculous like the arbitration agreement was, because that got out there immediately. It got out there that he dropped the 2 Cy Youngs on the table. That got out there immediately. So what is to say that because everything's about PR, so what is to say that the Detroit Tigers wouldn't want the positive PR of breaking news? TARIK Skubal turns down highest pitcher salary in all of baseball to test free agency. See how quickly the narrative turns in that regard. We saw it with Dylan Larkin, people. We are a bunch of ravenous dogs when it comes to these sports teams. We want it so bad. It is a piece of steak sitting on the counter when for a dog waiting for you to grab it, and at the first chance when you walk out of the room, they're grabbing that shit and they're eating it. That would be us for a team that would win a title. We, like you saw with Michigan, like everyone just wants the damn title. I want the title. I mean, shit. I would do some dirty things for a Tigers World Series, for a Red Wings Stanley Cup, for a Lions Super Bowl, for a Pistons NBA championship. That is what we are as fans. We kill, we live, we breathe by this shit. That is Detroit sports, and all we want is a winner and to be respected, and we aren't respected because we trade the 2-time Cy Young winner for prospects. See you in 3 years.
He's telling you he'll do all kinds of dirty stuff. He doesn't even have pants on right now. But let's tell him about amnesia. You might have worked yourself into some amnesia there. Why don't you take a moment, recenter yourself, and tell us about our lovely new sponsor, Amnesia.
I'll tell you guys about Amnesia.
Oh, you son of a son.
He's got it. I said my piece. Just know I'm doing it up here.
Please hit your
He's definitely smoking on the Amnesia, and so am I. And listen, guys, Amnesia is proud to be available at the top dispensaries all across Michigan with multiple products for adults 21 and up. Their newest launch is the Switch, a 2-gram dual-chamber disposable featuring liquid diamonds. With 2 chambers and 2 different flavor profiles, you can enjoy the left, you can enjoy the right, or both together for a unique little combination. You can have it your way. Discover your new favorite with the Switch by Amnesia. And also, let me tell you guys about Gold Crown. Listen, guys, as I do this on the fly real quick. All right, stop everything for a second, guys, because Gold Crown just went completely overboard in the best way possible. They just dropped the brand new Royal Jesters, and these are not your average pre-rolls. We're talking 1.5 grams each, and they come quad infused, keef coated, live resin infused with THCA diamonds and terpenes. Guys, that's 4 different weed, like that's all of this coming into one. This is the best weed product that you can find on the market today. Listen, guys, Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you hit the dispo, don't think, just ask for the Royal Jesters, because if you're going to smoke, why don't you smoke like royalty?
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions. Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Are you looking to take your relaxation game to the next level? Then you've got to check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. They carry top brands like Infinity and Osaki, making it the go-to destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Be sure to visit Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate relaxation.
Welcome back, guys. Shout out to Ted E223 in the chat. He says, I think if the Lions won a Super Bowl, it would bring world peace, and I'm an Eagles fan, not a Lions hater. We appreciate all you guys showing up today, supporting us as always. We need you to smash that smash that like button before we get out of here. Tomorrow, your fearless leader, our fearless leader, Braylon, will be back, I'm sure, with plenty of Pacific Northwest stories. I want to hold.
You better be ready.
I want to hold Mr. Tigers. Fantastic, fantastic show out of you. Great rants. I think all of them well deserved. I do need to ask Mr. Woodward Tigers over there, give me your prediction for the next trade for the Detroit Tigers.
The next trade for the Detroit Tigers will be nothing.
No Glaber.
Nothing.
No Mize.
Nope.
Nobody's getting moved.
Nope.
Is that a mistake?
Yes.
I agree.
Who would you trade?
I would trade
I think
both.
they're going to extend Mize.
I would like to keep Mize. Glaber, make a deal.
I think if they're keeping him now, they have plans to extend him. I mean, as on and off as he is, when he is on, he has number 2 starter stuff, and you would have. I mean, you'd essentially be looking for a true number 1 again, which sucks. But you would have. He'd be your number 2, Mize, Framer at 3, and then you fill the rest with. I mean,
Kiter Montero, the new ace, baby.
I wouldn't say ace.
Hopefully
really
Melton
good
or Joe, Montero mixed in there 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a pretty solid rotation there.
I'm still very positive.
Don't forget about your boy.
I said that. He's the 3rd starter.
Yeah.
Please kill me.
Real quick, though, I am overwhelmingly positive on this team going forward, even, regardless of the TARIK Skubal situation. I think if you can, I would hope that you get some of these, contracts off the books. Like, obviously, we're probably not going to be able to move on from guys like Kenley Jansen or Jack Flaherty by, tonight. But to get, a Casey Mize and, Glaber Torres, out of the way and to potentially get a prospect in return for them and not just letting them walk out the door for nothing, that would be a very savvy move, in my opinion. However, I don't think that Scott Harris is going to be able to get that done, especially with some of the moves that we've seen, the Cubs, the Braves, some of these teams that we thought were going to be in the running for a guy like Casey Mize have picked up 1 or 2 arms already. So there's a good chance that we might not see him move to a place that we thought. One team, however, that I thought was really interesting that came up in talks was the Diamondbacks. This is something that I'm pulling up right now, but I've seen reported a couple of times now, and they're talking about putting a couple of guys in a trade package as well, including like a Glaber Torres in there too. Interesting. The Diamondbacks, not a team that I thought would be looking to buy, but you never know what happens.
Yeah. Final question for you here. Zahir Hope having his best season at AA. Hasn't played a game yet for Erie.
Sexy stroke.
And then River Ryan didn't pitch in 2025, coming off of TJ. Struggling but decent at a 4.40 ERA. Do we see either this season?
I would say no.
I don't think so either.
I don't think we
Who do
ever
we see first?
I think you're going to see Zahir Hope first. I think that
breaking camp.
I think he's going to be very close. I think he's going to be on that edge. It really depends. He definitely has the potential to put everyone on notice and kind of force the organizations in the coach's hand. But also, looking at the outfield right now, there's a lot of question marks. Like there's room for him, but there's also maybe a sense of urgency for the Tigers to fill that even further in the offseason, and that could complicate things for a guy like Zahir Hope. So I don't know. I'm very curious. So we'll see.
899 OPS, 2 steals short of a 2020 season and under 400 at bats. So he's got some skill, just like this guy does here. Great working with you again today. I appreciate
Pleasure.
Sweet Potato Cam.
Potato.
And then, of course, Gordon, you guys
Appreciate
making
you,
us
Gordo.
look and sound so good. And
tap into Woodward Tigers for Gordo.
That's right. And all of you guys showing up all the time to support. Make sure you tap back in an hour, less than an hour. The Heavies will be back from Allen Park. They're going to have an awesome show with all kinds of Lions training camp stuff. So make sure you stick around, tap back in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Giving Braylon everything he has tomorrow. Let's go.